Hello, another Wednesday. Little quick word, little quick Bible study today for you from Pastor Mark, the Word of Life Fellowship Church here in Omaha, Nebraska. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about light. Light. Jesus John said about Jesus in John chapter 1, verses 4 through verse 9, he said that Jesus is the light of mankind. Verses 10 through 13, we see that Jesus was in the world was made by him, or through him, and the world didn't know him, didn't recognize him. But as many as received him, he gave them the power to become the children of God, to those who believe in his name, who are born of God. Sorry, I've got some squirrels wrestling in my backyard and they just took off, distracted me. Sorry about that. He, Jesus, is that light. He is the light. Chapter 8, verse 12 of John's Gospel, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world, and he that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life." That's what I want you to think about today, the light of life. Now I'm going to use an example with some plants. Those of you who know me, you know that I like to garden. This year I haven't had the best luck with some of my plants. We had a fungus got a hold of them, killed them off before I really realized what was happening. It was too late. But my tomatoes generally are doing pretty well. Jalapenos are doing good. The basil, the onions, all that stuff is doing fine. But I want you to look at something. So I'm talking about the light of life, right? The light of life. Let's take a look. So we're going to go for a little bit of a walk here. Sorry for the bumpiness. It's a really nice day today. I just walked through a spider web of some kind. So I don't know how it's going to translate, but I'm going to try if I can see it in the light here, in the shadow, and I cannot. This is going to be no good. Well, I'll do it this way. Hopefully you can see it, because I can't. So I'm just going to do it this way. You see that tomato plant? I hope you can. I hope you can see that tomato plant. That tomato plant was over here all summer. Sorry, I got too close to the camera. The tomato plant was over here all summer, and now because the earth is tilting on its axis and the shadows are growing long from the southern side, it spends most of its day in the shade, and it's changed drastically. In fact, it barely resembles itself. And the difference is the light. Now, if I look close, there are a couple of blooms on it still. I've got two little tomatoes trying to do its thing. But it's not thriving. Now this, I'm going to get down here. This plant here, this one, came from the same planter at the same place, the same time. I planted it. I used potting soil out of the same bag, and it's been here all summer, and it's growing so much it's covering up its neighbor, and it has blooms all over it. And if you look underneath, there's a lot of green tomatoes still popping out on it. And these tomatoes here, although they all need a drink, these here that you see, they get plenty of sunlight, and they're going like mad, gangbusters. I've got some I need to pick. What am I saying? In the earth, wow, I was way too close to the camera. Sorry about that. In the earth, we have spiderweb again. In the earth, we have sunlight. and to our plants, well, even to us. That sunlight is the light of life, if you please. It's the light of our lives. It makes the planet work. Without the sunlight, plants don't grow. Or if they do, they're withered. We have to have sunlight. Vitamin D for our bodies comes to us through the sun. Now, we get a lot of it through vitamins and supplements nowadays. But generally speaking, sunlight, that's the thing. We need it. We need it. So Jesus is the light of life. He said he was the light of the world in John chapter 8, verse 12. And if you follow him, you're not walking in darkness, but you'll have the light of life. So today, think about that. And if you're not reading his word daily and spending time in prayer with him daily, attending church regularly, what is that all about, Pastor Mark? Why can't I just read the Bible at home? Well, you can, but you're going to resemble a lot like that poor plant that was in the shade, because when we come together with the people of God and the ministry is going forth and the word of God is coming forth, you're going to hear things in the word that you may not have comprehended at home. Others will pray for you, and you'll receive benefit from their ministry, and you can pray for others, and they will receive benefits. We're not designed to be all by ourselves. Even in the garden, God said it's not good for man to be alone. Got to have other people, right? Especially in that context, he was talking about Eve. But I'm talking about in the context of each other. We need each other. Well, God bless you today. Think about that light of life. You need it. I need it. We all need it. Well, God bless you. Hope to see you this Sunday morning at 10:30. The True by Hilton, 72nd and Haskell. There's a Scooters. Just take right or left, depending on which way you're going, and go behind it. You're right in the parking lot. We're in the big conference room on the main floor. God bless you today.